All right, so here we are. Hello, everybody. I'm Daniel. I'm the creator of Aries Essence, a game that came out back in 2010. Didn't do very well. Now I'm back with another game, the Dream Atlas. So, what's this game about? Well, it's a conventional game, tabletop, uses dice. It has a game master, which we call a narrator. It's rollover, so you essentially roll your die and hope to get the highest number. You add the result to that die to your score directly, and if your final score, is higher than a difficulty number, you succeeded. That's the basic system. That's it. That's how it works. Now the question is why it works this way. So picture this: you're the guy everybody calls to open the door because you're just that strong or you're just that good with the lock picking thingies. And your stats are there. You created your character because this is what you want to do. And so you come by this situation. It's not often, but you do. So you're enthralled, you're into it. You describe your action. You take the die. Everybody's waiting for you to succeed because this is who you are. And then, yes, of course, you fail. Everybody turns to look at you like you were your character and you just failed massively despite all the talents and boons given to you by the gods. What can you say? You made your character for this moment alone, and yet here we are. Screw you, screw me, screw everybody. Even the narrator is screwed because who would have thought I would have botched this? But I did. Maybe you tell yourself, well, it's just one time. This won't happen again. My stats are there. The dice are there also to help me. They are my friends, after all. I bought them. I like them. They're the nice little math rocks that I cherish. But then it happens again. And then you sort of realize, maybe my character is not strong. Maybe that's just something on the paper. It's like what politicians have in their CVs. All BS, no truth to it. Nothing that will really characterize you once the story is written about you. So here's where the Atlas system comes into play, trying at least, if only, to fix this very subtle yet crucial aspect of most tabletop role-playing games. So in D&D, you roll a die and you add your ability modifier. This ability modifier tends to be a +3, +4, +6 even, but still the greater significance of the action that your character is doing comes from the rolling of the die. This means two things. The first one is that the die is the greater influence on the story. The second thing is that your character stats, the character that you created, that sheet that holds the heart of who you are in this game, is subordinate to the die. Now this can be seen as a good thing, and of course it is for a very specific type of game. Maybe for D&D it's perfect, I don't know. But not for the Atlas of Dreams. If there's one aspect of the designing of this game system that I want to really focus on, is precisely that which is most akin to what I feel is the spirit of tabletop role-playing games. And that is that the character I created is both on paper and in the story the character I thought it should be. Let's move on to an example. Picture a fast character. High dexterity, low strength, great wisdom. He's capable of movement, of quick thinking. He is the quintessential rogue. He is good at infiltrating. He's good at dodging attacks. He's good at quick motions that allow him to survive and, even more, to be extremely lethal. Now he's put in a position where his skills have to be shown. Immediately, he knows that he has stats that are in his favor, his speed and dexterity. He wants to focus on that, putting himself in a situation in which he can use that rather than his, let's say, poor charisma to survive. As often as it happens to people like him, he faces an enemy. This is a trained soldier. He's armored, he's armed, he's angry, and of course, why not, he's bitter that his wife is just having an affair with his best friend. The common things, And now we have our little rogue with his little knife, and he's facing this armed guy. And he knows he has to use wits, but most of all, he has to use speed. He doesn't want to fight, he wants to avoid, he wants to evade, and he wants to run. He makes his first check, an attempt to leap over the soldier, grab onto the chandelier, spin his way artistically throughout the ballroom, and just hop out the window. Of course, not everyone can do this, but him. He was trained for this moment. In fact, he flaunts his capacities as soon as he can, whenever he can, and his party knows it. And now, well, it's his time to shine. He has a very high dexterity score, 14, where other people would have a 7 or 8. Other PCs would have a 10, but nah, he's the quick one, so he has 14. Being highly trained in the theatrics required for a feat such as this, you know, the kind that never happens when you just jump over someone while they swing a sword at you, hold on to a swinging chandelier, and leap out the window with a smile. And for all that, with all his training, he rolls a d8. Put together, those two things, a dexterity score of 14 and a skill rank die of 8, allows him to accomplish wondrous things. He is, after all, specialized in all this. But as usual in these games, he's not alone. His friends are with him. They too will give it a try, but of course their stats are not that great. One of them has dexterity 8, the other dexterity 10. They both roll a d6. Not bad, but not good either. Facing a difficulty number of 17, our hero has great chances of success. All he has to do is roll a little above half his die. That's a 5 or a 6, and he's golden. He's got it. He's out of there. But his friends, well, that's a different story. At their best, they can roll 16 and 14. Not very good. Not even enough. They're dead. They're caught. So what do? Well, they play to their strengths. They cannot just swing away like this fast rogue, so they have to do what they do best, whatever that is. Now, of course, our rogue can fail. He can always roll a 1, no matter what score he has. He will just botch it. He'll fall, he'll crumble, he'll get caught with the others. This is always a possibility, but chances are slim, and this means the player and the character can both proceed with confidence of who they are. This is the greater benefit of this system. Yes, of course, you have to face a little bit more complicated math, but what game doesn't have complicated math that deals with complicated things? And that's the essence of the Atlas system. If you like what you heard, please join me in my next video. Don't know what it's about, but it will happen soon. If you're interested in supporting this content and what I do, please join my Patreon account, which will be in the description. Thank you very much, and see you later.